Okay, guys, it's that time of year again. Another Rumble bites the dust. And I gotta say, this year's Rumble has probably been the best Rumble we've had in a little while. Hold up. It's probably been the best Rumble we've had in a little while. I mean, I can't think of a Rumble recently that was as good as this one. We have a lot of good things to talk about on this show. I don't have notes with me today. It's the first time in a while that I haven't had notes when coming on here. But we're going to start off with the tag team divisions, both tag team matches. We had Mac and Miz fight for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships away from the bar. Mac and Miz won. I don't like it. I did not like that whatsoever. Then we had the Raw side, which Chad Gable and Bobby Roode. Nobody really cared. It was between the Scott Dawson and I believe it was Razor of AOP. It was a mixed team there. The tag teams underwhelmed a lot. I mean, you saw what they did on Takeover Weekend, or on Takeover with War Raiders and Undisputed Era. Everybody loved it, but no, we didn't see anything towards that caliber in Phoenix on the Royal Rumble card. But we did have a couple good matches. I mean, we had the Cruiserweight match, which Buddy Murphy ended up winning. Nothing much to talk about there. I think Hideo Itami is probably the next guy in line for a one-on-one match with Buddy Murphy. And then we have, obviously, a lot of the main roster stuff going on. We have the United States title, Rusev and Nakamura. Rusev dropped the title in that one. He ended up running into Lana as Shinsuke. He got out of the way just in time. Rusev ran into Lana. Lana ended up hurting her foot, which will come to fruition in my little rant later on in the episode. Don't worry, the beginning is gonna be quick, but it's gonna get a little heated at the end. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep blowing my nose. The weather's terrible. It's terrible. Today isn't very warm. Wednesday we're talking about negative 40 wind chills. It's not looking good here in Illinois. But what else do we have? We had the Intercontinental Championship, we didn't have an Intercontinental Championship match. I'm tweaking. Instead of that, Bobby Lashley was in the Rumble. We got to see him on the pre-show. Him and Leo Rush talked about how he was going to win. No, he wasn't. He was not the winner at the end of the night. Hate to break it down for you. Then we had... Actually, we're gonna start off with this. The main show starts off with Becky Lynch versus Asuka. Very good match. Asuka ended up making Becky tap, which I do not like. If it was going to go the route of Asuka winning, I would have maybe a count out or maybe some sort of screw over finish. Maybe she passes out in a rear naked choke or something like that. I don't know. But making Becky tap was not the right call. But hey, we're gonna talk about that later. I don't think they messed up. I do not think they. I think they did what needed to be done. Then obviously we had Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks, a match that I think was pretty dang good for the amount of time it was given. I think it probably should have been a little longer. I think maybe Sasha should have got out of the armbar, fought on a little bit, edged it on. We're going to talk about another situation like that, but Sasha ends up losing to Ronda Rousey. What can be expected? Then we're going to talk about Balor versus Brock. Now, this match was given all but 5 to 6 minutes. It was nothing. It was not granted a lot of time. But Balor got his offense in. Balor, at one point in the match, looked like he just pissed Lesnar off. They were on the outside, and Balor shoves him towards the table, and, like, I guess it's, what's it called? His ribs or something on his lower abdomen hit into the corner of the table, and I thought it actually looked like it was legit. And he did it again, and Lesnar was pissed. He throws him over and starts getting mad. I think that was sort of legit, just to be like, hey, Balor, you gotta chill with that. But, anyways, comes back in the ring. Balor has a chance to hit the coup de grace. Doesn't. Ends up getting the Kimura lock locked in on him, and he has to tap out. That's a hard lock to get out of, but I think if this match was given a little bit longer of a time, if it was even another 4 to 5 minutes, it could have been something really special. But it was a nice, short little match, buffer match. It was not bad by any means. Balor gave Lesnar a good match. I just wish it was longer. What can you say? And then we had AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, a match that I thought fell flat. Jeez, this match fell flat. Now, this was one of the matches coming in. I was like, alright, this might be the match of the night. This might be the match everybody's talking about that wasn't one of the Rumbles. But it wasn't that. The match I woke up to people talking about is how Sasha gave Ronda her best match. The match I woke up to was talking about how Finn Balor gave Brock his best match. No, it wasn't anything about AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. And I think a lot of that has to do with the whole booking of the match. Now, really, this match was, I think they gave him like 24 minutes or 25 minutes, something like that, when I looked it up afterwards. And for me, I don't know what it was, but I felt like this match was, I don't know, I felt like they weren't given enough time, even though they were given plenty of time. They were definitely held back in this match. They were definitely restricted. At the end of the match, Eric Rowan came down, and I was like, why is Eric Rowan out here? What the? But Eric Rowan comes down, and mind you, the ref's still up, AJ's still up, Daniel's still up. I'm like, there's going to be something with Eric Rowan, because they brought him down way too early. You should have had it after the Pele into the ref. But no, Eric Rowan's already down at the ring, conveniently hits it. Daniel Bryan dodges, hits the ref. In comes Eric Rowan, choke slam. In comes Daniel Bryan, rolls over, gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. And now we're left wondering, maybe the Wyatt family origins are coming back to Daniel Bryan. If you remember, on his road to WrestleMania 30, he was with Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt for a very short period of time. But it was on his road to WrestleMania. Maybe Rowan's going to be involved in this road to WrestleMania in a bigger light than just what we just seen. Maybe something special is going to happen. Maybe this leads back to Bray Wyatt making his return. Maybe we see Luke Harper make a return to SmackDown Live. But a lot of the match seemed to fall flat. I think it could have been a whole lot better than what it was. And that's sad, because when you're talking about Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, you're talking about two people that in the WWE are considered two of their top guys. I mean, you have AJ Styles. Everybody loves AJ. That dude is a workhorse. He's put on great matches with everybody. He had a great match with Almas. He's had a great match with Brock. He's had a couple good matches here and there with a lot of guys that aren't really that great. But then you have not Balor. Then you have Daniel Bryan, the guy everybody loves. The guy that he was basically buried, and out of nowhere, because the fans loved him, he was pushed to the moon, and everybody loved it. Now he's the new Daniel Bryan. He's a heel, obviously, and AJ Styles obviously playing the hero here. But Daniel Bryan ends up winning, and I don't know, something just didn't resonate with me in that match, and I don't know what it was. I wasn't a huge fan of what they did in their time with it, and I wasn't a huge fan of how it felt afterwards. And really, look at the Rumble headlines after this morning. Nobody's raving about the AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match. It's the match I thought everybody would be. Just like I thought Gargano and Ricochet was going to be the match. But no, neither match this weekend was nearly as good as I expected. And that's why I'm not going to put as high expectations on matches as we did with Nakamura and AJ at Mania. It's just not worth it. It's not worth getting your hopes up because they're going to hold them back. I really thought this could be a great match, but it wasn't what I expected at all. Next, we're going to get into... Alright. I'm going to order this the way I think it's going to be ordered. Now, we already know that the women's revolution is basically almost finished. Like, I'm not saying that they're not going to keep pushing them. I'm saying, like, they're almost to where they need to be. They're this close to where they need to be. And a lot of that has to do with what the women over on SmackDown Live are doing. And by the woman, I don't mean the whole group. I mean the man, Becky Lynch. She has carried that division on her back since day one. And now, ever since when she was starting to be a heel towards Charlotte, and Charlotte got into her opportunity at SummerSlam, everybody collectively got mad at that. Then Becky won. Everybody was behind her. And ever since then, she took the brass ring and she's ran with it. She's the most popular person in the entire company. And now they're saying she can't sell tickets. I hate to say it to you, but last night when she won the Rumble, that's all I saw on my timeline. I hate to say it to you. This morning, when I looked, the main headline was Becky Lynch main eventing WrestleMania, ? And a lot of it's because she's at the top of her game. She won the Royal Rumble, and I thought it should happen. I'm going to break down what happened. Lacey Evans had a good showing. She came in at number 1. I'm not a huge fan of her, but she lasted a while. Natalya was the Iron Woman of this match. She lasted the longest amount of time. I'm not sure how long it was, honestly. I just read that article this morning. We had Casey Catanzaro debut in the Rumble. Wasn't a huge fan of that. We had Kairi Sane, who got an elimination. I thought Kairi should have done a lot more, but really liked what I saw from Kairi. Heck, at one point I was just like, all right, Kairi, show us what you can do. Saw Kairi and Ember in the same ring. I'm like, ooh, that'd be a great match. Saw Kairi and Charlotte. Ooh, that'd be a great match. Kairi saying, can't wait for you to be on the main roster, but maybe you should stay in NXT and get some 5-star matches under your belt. Why don't you? Anyways, number going into the match for me, I picked was number. What number did I pick? 27. That's what I picked for the women's one, which was Bayley. Yeah. What I said was gonna happen, I was like, alright, 27's gonna be Becky. I'm taking 27. It was 28. It was 28. This close. But anyways, that's what happened in the Women's Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch won. She is going on to WrestleMania, and I think she has a fairly good shot at main eventing. And when I mean main eventing, I don't mean third match from the last match. No, I mean the last match on Mania. Because you have Ronda Rousey, and what a lot of people are saying might be her last match in the WWE. Ronda Rousey might be done after Mania. Excuse me, didn't she just come a year ago? Okay. So what you're telling me is, since Becky won the Rumble, Ronda's on Raw. Becky's going to go on to Raw tonight, actually, and she's going to challenge Ronda, right? Yeah, because, please, Becky, please, you're not main eventing with Asuka. You're not going to main event with Asuka. Get as far away from Charlotte as possible, because you know Charlotte's going to slither her way into that match. You go to Raw, Charlotte can't get over to Raw. How's she going to get over to Raw? The only way Charlotte can get into that match is if she's the SmackDown's Women's Champion, beats Asuka at Elimination Chamber or whatever, Fastlane or Payback, whatever we have in between Elimination Chamber and Mania. That's the only way she's getting an opportunity, is if they decide to unite the titles, which I think they will. So Asuka's not in the main event. No, Charlotte, you gotta get your way onto Raw, because let's be honest, if you fight for the SmackDown one, it's gonna be you versus Asuka versus Charlotte, and then Ronda's gonna be all by herself. No, Becky's fighting Ronda. Becky's gonna fight Ronda. Charlotte's gonna be the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. She's gonna come over to unite the titles, and then we're gonna have the triple threat in the main event of WrestleMania. We can't afford Brock Lesnar main eventing WrestleMania again. We can't. I'm sorry, Seth, we can't. And talking about Seth, now we're going to get on to the men's Royal Rumble. Now, with this one, I thought we were going to get a couple surprises, and I was sort of right. This one, I picked number 7, and it ended up being Jinder Mahal. Yeah. Let's recap. Elias started off with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett had a nice little moment where they looked like they were about to sing, but didn't. Elias ended up eliminating him. Kurt Angle came in the top 5. What I wanted to talk about is how great Mustafa Ali looked. Holy cow. Mustafa Ali, he had a phenomenal showing in the Rumble. I loved everything I saw from Mustafa. That was brilliantly worked by Mustafa Ali. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what I wanted to see from him. A couple guys that fell flat, obviously. Aleister Black didn't get much going. Johnny Gargano didn't get much going. I'd like to see Johnny Gargano in it. I did. I was like, hey, Johnny Wrestling's here. Hey. When I heard his music, I'm like, holy cow, here we go. I was excited for him, and didn't quite have the thing I thought he should have had. But and there's a lot of okay things. No way, Jose was the quickest eliminated, I believe. But towards the end, what I didn't realize is I forgot all about Braun Strowman. I forgot all about him. Braun Strowman was somewhere on the outside of the ring, and then you had Rollins. I knew Rollins was in the table. I knew that. I remember saw Rollins go through the table, and I was like, all right, so it's Rollins, Andrade, and then it's Dolph. I'm like, so what's going to happen here is Dolph is going to get eliminated by Andrade, and we're going to have Andrade versus Seth. And I'm like, don't even throw him over the rope. Have a straight-up classic for about 5 minutes, and then finally, after all the work, get him over the rope. And I was like, but what if Andrade wins? At one point in the match, I'm like, holy crap, Andrade's winning this. I really loved that Andrade was in the finals, but it didn't quite work out. I was kind of salty. He went out the first out of all 4 of them. Really. I wanted Andrade to have a great showing, and he did have a great showing, but I wanted him to be the final 2 with me. It's a guilty little pleasure of mine that Andrade is one of my favorites. But outside of that, couldn't have booked it better. You had Rollins, and you had Strowman in at the end. Strowman looked like he was gonna have Rollins, missed him. Then you had Strowman on the outside, hanging onto the ropes. Then you have Seth hitting the kicks, curb stomp. Finally, Strowman falls down, and your man going to Mania is the Seth Rollins. One thing I did forget to mention, though, in the women's match, I just thought about this, is when I was talking about the injury that Seth Rollins had, is how Becky Lynch got in it. So, like I said, she was 28th, and yes, she wasn't in the Rumble. She wasn't in the Rumble. So, out comes 30th, Carmella. We have Nia Jax and Carmella, the last 2 entrants. I'm like, oh, great. This is phenomenal. Nia Jax is also 30th in the Rumble. Yeah. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I'm thinking maybe somebody crazy comes out. Maybe somebody serious takes. No, it's Nia Jax. But we have Lana, who got hurt earlier in the show in the Rusev match, who had a hurt leg. She couldn't walk down to the ring. She tried to walk down, but she just couldn't. She just couldn't go on. They had the doctors out there. They're like, you can't go. And out comes, I believe it was either Fit Finlay or Road Dogg. I think it was Fit Finlay. Yeah, Fit Finlay comes out. And he's out there seeing what's going on with Lana. Out comes the man, Becky Lynch. And what does she do? She vies for her opportunity. She's like, let me in the match. She's hurt. Let me in the match. And after about 2-3 minutes of debating, he finally says, you know what? Go for it. Go for it. Just get in there. And then she ends up winning the whole thing. What was even funnier is after the show, when Lana tweeted out, for all of the WWE Universe, you're welcome, comma, Becky Lynch ain't main event in WrestleMania if it wasn't for me being hurt. It was so funny. That had me dead. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time, and it'll probably be Elimination Chamber time when that comes around. I've slowed down here on YouTube, as you know, I got class, so probably not going to be doing much Raw reviews. I mean, we might have something here and there, but at least until the end of February, it's got a lot of things going on, so probably gonna have to wait for the Raw reviews to return until March, early March, late March. We're definitely gonna get them going before Mania season, or well, before Mania. We're gonna get our prediction videos back out there before Mania. I wanted to do one on the Rumble, but I was busy Saturday, unfortunately. So the good news is that by Mania season, we will be uploading at least 2 or 3 times a week on the channel, whether it be the prediction of the Mania or just the Raw and SmackDown reviews. But the good thing is we will be making a return and making an effort to put more content out there. So from March on, we should be fine. But until the end of February, we're going to be a little preoccupied. So unfortunately, that's going to be how it's going to be, and hopefully you guys understand. Thank you guys. See you guys next time.